Butler Square is an office building in downtown Minneapolis, across the street from the Bob Dylan mural and right next to Target Field. Butler Square is our building of choice because the architecture and because the fact that we couldn't get into the Scottish Rite Temple. In 1906, Butler Square used to be the largest wholesale warehouse west of Chicago. Built by T.B. Walker and designed by architect Harry W. Jones, it was a 500,000 square foot warehouse made to hold merchandise. The merchandise was to be moved to the Butler Brothers' main business, Benjamin Franklin, which is an all-in-one store which pretty much sells anything. Very few of them remain, but you can find one in Grand Marais. Butler Square no longer serves as a warehouse, but is now an office building. Almost everything on the inside was changed over time, but the one thing that stayed was the wooden beams. These Douglas fir timbers were taken from T.B. Walker's own tree farm and lumber mill. The foundations of the building have also stayed the same throughout time. Before construction, the 1.4-acre plot was a baseball field home to the Minneapolis Millers and the St. Paul Statons. It went from a baseball field to a warehouse to an office building. In 1971, the Butler Brothers Warehouse was added to the National Register of Historic Places, saving it from future demolition. It was recognized as one of the foremost architectural designs in Minneapolis. In 1972, the name of the building was officially changed from Butler Brothers Building to Butler Square. In 1974, Butler Square celebrated its grand opening as a commercial complex. This successful rebirth of the building served as a catalyst for many other buildings in the warehouse district, many of which started to restore their buildings. The restoration of Butler Square won 2 awards, both of which were for architecture. One, the Honor Award from the American Institute of Architects, and the other, the Bartlett Award for being so accessible for the handicapped. During the restoration, skylights were also added. The first 2 of the 9 floors feature stores like Fluid, which is a furniture store, and restaurants such as Cocapelli. There are many other restaurants, and many of them offer very comfortable seating, such as those seen in this video.
Oh my God.
From floor 3 and up, there are many different types of offices, ranging from corporate businesses to startup companies. There's also a post office for anyone who still sends mail. In 2007, the building celebrated its centennial. They had many actors, aerialists, and artists featured. Tenants in the building put many different items into a time capsule that is not to be opened for 100 years. In 2009, Butler Square was LEED certified, being the oldest building in the Midwest to achieve LEED certification. LEED stands for Leadership in Energy Environmental Design, meaning that the building encourages a best practice approach of developing, maintaining, and operating green buildings. And in 2015, Butler Square achieved Silver LEED, meaning that they have successfully kept the building sufficiently green to achieve points on the LEED's checklists. This is a remarkable achievement for such an old building. Butler Square is still renovating different parts of the building, as you can see in this picture. Recently, they have added monitors on which you can view the history of the building or things like that. They also have plaques explaining the different sculptures, which they have scattered all over the place. There's also a plaque where home plate would have been over 100 years ago.